Hello everyone. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on scope and application of biology for the higher secondary first year student. After this lecture you will be able to know your scope and how and its application in your day-to-day life. Some of you may also will learn where you can apply your knowledge of biology. So I hope you will hear patiently for the next few moments. Now, what is the scope? As you know, history of human civilization and culture infer that the knowledge of biology has directly or indirectly influenced the human race. So, survival and progress, this is very important. Our survival and our progress are very intimately linked up with biology. Knowledge of biology is now essential. Why it is so essential? For increasing food production, utilization and management of natural resources. Because day by day the human population are increasing at a faster speed to cope up with this situation and to provide food for all. The knowledge of biology is very essential for increasing food production. For that also utilization and management of natural resources is also essential. Biology also forms the basis of medicine, surgery, pathology, management of public health. So you see, knowledge of biology is essential for medicine, preparing medicine and all these things. Nowadays, surgery, pathology, and management of our public health, sanitation and all this. It is the biology through which the man has learned about the plants, animals, and millions of microbes surrounding him. Means whatever animal, plants, and microorganisms are harboring around us, we may be able to learn about them. The scope of biology is so vast that it cannot be discussed without categorizing them into different areas of operation. Now I will summarize all these different heads where biology is applicable. Number one, food production. As human population is increasing day by day, the human being is facing the problem of crisis of food. So continuous effort of biologists have led to the development of high yielding varieties of cereals, pulses, vegetables. Cereals mean and cereal means our rice and all these things, pulses mean dal and all other things, and different vegetables. Now you might have observed that hybrid vegetables are also available in the market. So these are all the gift of our knowledge of biology. These high yielding variety require less time for maturation and produce high nutritious grain. So application of modern technique and knowledge of biology to poultry means rearing of duck, chicken and all these things. Fishery means rearing of fish. Piggery, rearing of pig, has resulted in high production of meat, egg, milk and milk product to fulfill our high demands of food. So, knowledge of biology is very essential to cope up with the situation of increasing population and to provide their food. Secondly, clothes, as we know, is the second basic need of human being after food. In primitive days, men used to put barks of trees and hides of animal for wearing, but with the advancement of biological knowledge, now men started wearing clothes which are manufactured from fibers of plant origin. Man has exploited the silkworm, silk producing worm, to produce silk yarn for making silk clothes. Now we are getting clothes, different clothes, which are the gift of the knowledge of biology. Third requirement is our shelter and other useful articles. After food and clothes, as we know, our third primary need is protected shelter. That is house and all these things, which men build from forest product. We are preparing our residence or shelter with bamboo, wood, reed, cane, thatch, and grasses. The furniture that we use in our daily life, the body of our transport vehicle, truck and all these things, bridges, etc., all are made of wood, which are the gift of plant or forest. The raw material for manufacturing of dyes, paper, to write with, gum, rubber, coir, tea, coffee, tobacco, etc., for human use find their origin in plant. So for extracting all these things, knowledge of biology is very essential. Fourthly, prevention of disease. As we know, all of we are suffering from different disease, but as we know, prevention is better than cure. So how to prevent those diseases is very essential for us. The knowledge of biology can provide us an opportunity to know how to prevent diseases. As we know, there are thousands of microorganisms around us which can cause serious diseases of human beings, animals, and plants. Through the knowledge of biology, man has nowadays learned about the causative organism of most of the disease. The preventive and necessary control measures need to be adopted against those diseases. This is possible because of the knowledge of biology. To mitigate human suffering completely and to increase the lifespan to reasonable standard and to create a healthy race of mankind are the constant endeavor of biology. So all these things are possible only because of the effort of the biologist. Fifthly, industry. How knowledge of biology is applicable in industry. A number of industries have been established by application of the knowledge of biology. What type of industry these are? These are fermentation industry, pharmaceutical industry, sericulture industry, poultry, pisciculture, apiculture, pearl culture. All these terms here, as I have already discussed in my second lecture in branches of biology. So from that you may be able to know meaning of all those terms: sericulture industry, poultry, pisciculture, apiculture, pearl culture. So another branch, biotechnology, is a recent developing field where knowledge of biology is applied for industrial production. Fermentation industry, biogas production, vaccine production, antibiotic production, food preservation, all depends on the knowledge of biology. So biology is a gift to human being. Next is population control. As I have already mentioned, that population of are increasing at a faster pace, and to cope up with this we need knowledge of biology. Medical science has led to decrease the mortality rate to uncontrolled growth of human population. Extensive endeavor of biologists resulted in the development of various method, technique and devices to control such uncontrolled growth. Otherwise, we may not be able to accommodate ourselves in this earth. So biology has given a scope to manage the problem. Next is control of pollution. As you know, with the increase of the human population, the level of the pollution is growing at a faster pace. As we have observed for the last few decades, human beings have been facing the horrible crisis of pollution problem caused due to human activities. So biologists are trying to reduce the intensity of the problem and make the life safer. So various measures were designed by the biologists for controlling air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, and all these things. If the process continues or the pollution level rises, the natural balance of the earth would have been lost. But biologists are trying to control this one, and already steps have been taken in various fields for controlling those rising pollution. So knowledge of biology can be implemented in this regard. Next is hygiene and public health. This is a very important part of our part we need for our survival. So biologists are actively engaged in the exploration of the knowledge for maintaining health and public health. Sewage disposal by employing the microorganism, maintenance of purity of drinking water, proper immunization against possible outbreak of an epidemic, maintenance of proper sanitation, check of any infectious disease, all need proper knowledge of biology. These are very essential, otherwise we will fall ill. So in order to prevent all these things, knowledge of biology is very essential. Next, exploration of mineral well and natural gas. As you know how to get mineral well and natural, all are extracting from the earth crust. The knowledge of biology is now exploited by the geologists in locating the mineral well and gas reserve below the earth's surface, and this make it possible to extract all mineral well and gases from the earth crust. Next is prevention of disease. With the implementation of the knowledge of biology, men now learn about the causative organism of majority of the diseases, the preventive and necessary control measure against those diseases. This has resulted in discovery of various medicine. The effort of biologists makes this possible. So biological knowledge is essential for keeping away from diseases. Next is conservation of nature. This is a very important part. If we cannot conserve our nature, a day will come when the natural balance of the earth will be disrupted, and we as well as animals and plants may not be able to survive in this earth. Therefore, indiscriminate killing of animal and massive deforestation has brought about a major upset in the ecological balance. So we are not thinking about killing of animal or cutting of forest. So this has drastically altered the ecological balance. As you know, both animal and plant maintain a delicate balance of oxygen cycle. So biologists are engaged in the conservation and protection of wildlife in order to restore the lost ecological balance for safer life. Next is biology and law. Many of you will think that what to do with the law, what to do with the biology in law. But it is very essential to know this particular point. The knowledge of biology nowadays finds its place in the court of law for establishing the establishment of the justice. How? Blood grouping, DNA test, etc. can now decide disputed paternity, and the view of biologists are accepted by law of court on such matter. Next is biology and space travel. Some of you may be thinking that what is the application of biology in space travel? Now you know. The knowledge of biology is well utilized to make the space travel comfortable. The Chlorella abromium algae is nowadays extensively used in spacecraft which successfully maintain gas balance within the spacecraft. Otherwise, it would have been impossible to maintain gas balance in the spacecraft, and space travel would have not been possible. So from these, you may have learned what are the scopes and application. There are many more application and more scope in biology, but for the HS first year student, this part is sufficient. I hope you have understood this particular topic. You write this in your copy and learn this. In future course, this will help you. So it's my earnest request to all of you to go through this topic, and I hope you will understand all this what I have discussed. If you find any difficulty, my phone number is also given in the introductory part. You can also have a contact with me for if you need. So finally, I would like to request all of you to subscribe my channel so that I will get encouraged to prepare many more videos on other topics also, so that you can have a good idea on the biology. I hope your ambition will be fulfilled if you go through this one. Thank you all of you for your patient hearing. In the next lecture, I will start another chapter.